Hi Crafty creators! Welcome back to Flosstube! As always, you guys are such genuine gems for joining me today. Thank you so much for being here, especially to my returning subscribers and viewers. You guys absolutely make my day and warm my heart every time you drop a cheeky little like or leave a comment downstairs so that we can have a chat. It really is my favorite thing. You have no idea. Like, I squeal when those notifications come through. It just completely brightens my day. It's the best. And of course, a huge hi, hello, how are you to everyone that might be new and have just found me. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you like what you've seen so far and found a reason to stay and hang out with all of us. My name is Miss Chloe, and this is my little corner of the internet where I get to share my cross-stitching journey with you guys. Today is just going to be a quick little update. I have worked on 4 things in the past 2 weeks, and I am so excited to share them with you. So what we've got a stitch along that I'm behind on, a stitch along that I'm behind on, a finish that I've lost, you'll understand in a bit, and a new project for me that is a stitch along that someone else is behind on. So I think we should get into it. Today is only going to be a little video because there's not a whole lot. So I'll give you a tiny life update. I have been traveling a lot lately. I've been very lucky. I got some time off to obviously go and see Hamilton. I let you guys know I was doing that in my last video. So I did spend a few days in Sydney with my fabulous husband. It was his very late birthday present to go and see Hamilton the musical, and we had the best time. It is such a fantastic show, and the Australian cast did a wonderful job. It was just so phenomenal and absolutely fantastic. So if you are in Sydney and you have the ability, definitely go. 10 out of 10, I recommend. I am very secretly hoping it comes to Adelaide so that we can go again, because I would love to see it again. It's just such a good show and there's so much to take in. We were really lucky. We got seated right up the front, so we had a very good view. Like, you can see the spit flying from the actors' mouths kind of close. So it was really great. I think it was like row 3. It was absolutely phenomenal. 10 out of 10 recommend. And then of course I went home and I surprised my grandfather for his birthday. Big happy birthday, Granddad. It's a little bit late on the channel, but it's all for you. We hope you enjoyed having us up there for your birthday. Of course, I went with my little brother and we came up to visit and we just had a great time hanging out with my nan and my granddad, and my parents were also there. So it was a very full house, but we had a really good time and we just sort of shared the space and made everything work. So everybody got to go and see Granddad for his birthday, and we had a little bit of a party, which was really enjoyable. But of course, because of that, I have not done a whole lot of stitching, because travel takes a lot of time, you guys. Travel takes a lot of time, whether you're flying and waiting for planes or you are driving. It takes what feels like a million years. But that's okay, that's okay. So I think the first thing I'm gonna show you is the stitch along that I am a little bit behind on, that you know about, and that I've tried really hard to be caught up on. I am so excited to show you my progress on this. I am in love with it. Check out the Deadly Aquarium. Ah! She's so cute. I'm about halfway through my last seagull. These guys are heaps sweet. I have put in so much in the last month. It's ridiculous. I am almost caught up. This weekend we do get release 12, which is the second to last release. And I still need to do the giant kelp. I still need to finish these columns. This little seagull, he needs a head. He needs a head, girl. Oops. And underneath here, we actually have the Don't Touch pool that's been put in, and it's got a little baby blue-ringed octopus. I'm really excited to stitch him. I'm really excited to stitch him, you guys. He's so sweet. He's all yellow and he's got his little blue rings and he's sitting on top of the sign like an absolute king. I love him. I love him so much. I think that Lola Crow has done a fabulous job with this design. As you know, if you've been here before, last year I did the Greenhouse of Oddities, which had deadly plants and a whole bunch of cool stuff in it. This year, this is the companion piece and it is the Deadly Aquarium. I really, really love this designer. I think her work is phenomenal. It's all just really beautiful and it looks so good. My favorite thing to stitch at this point has been this hammerhead shark. He is such a chill boy and I love him. I've called him Franklin. It just seemed to fit. But he's an absolute little cutie with his little school of fish. And I really enjoyed it. And I think the next release is like in this portion of the tank. So it's the little bit that goes in this green and then a whole bunch of little, we've only seen blurs at this point. So there's blurs everywhere. But I'm super excited to get it in and get it started. I don't think I'll be finishing this along with the rest of the Stitch Along crew because I am 2.5 releases behind. But I am really, really enjoying this one, so I don't think it matters. I'm going to finish doing this one on my own. This one is stitched 2/2 on a 32 count even weave from Sew It All Australia. This one is called Ocean, so it is just a beautiful, gentle blue, which I thought was really perfect. Shout out to my friend Amy, who's doing this stitch along with me. She picked my fabric, and girl, you were right on the money as always. Thank you, baby. Thank you. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I love catching it up. I am still not looking forward to these columns. I really need to start doing them though because they need to get in there to be finished. But there are only 2 left. I did finish the first 2. That's okay. That's okay. And then I'm hoping to get this little sign in. I'm not going to get it caught up. Like I said, it's going to hang out with me a little bit longer because it definitely wants to. So by the time our next video rolls on in, I am hoping to have the 2 columns done. This is a name. If you see me stitching this and I haven't updated you on the columns, hound me. I need an adult. I need an adult to tell me that this needs to get done because I will be happier once it's done, but I don't want to do the thing, you know? I can't do it. So please remind me that I need to do a bit of column because I just want to do the fun little fishies. I just want to do the fun little fishies. But yes, I'm hoping that I will get the columns in and I am hoping to get the giant kelp in. And I think that that is a perfectly good goal for 2 weeks. And if I can get this little seagull done, or the back stitch in, the giant kelp, and the sign with the 2 columns, I'm gonna treat myself and go on down to our octopus and put him in with the Don't Touch Pull and the second half of the Don't Touch Pull. I'm very, very keen. I absolutely love this one. This has been a great adventure and I'm so glad I signed up for this stitch along. Alrighty, next up on our list, it is the Dark Queen. You guys, look at her. I am currently working on this little bit down here. So I am doing the branch which connects back to itself. I did start putting it in and then I ran out of the brown and I have not restocked the brown yet. So I then started doing the yellow of the flower that was closest to my brown. And I'm almost out of that color too. But I do really like this piece. This is a stitch along from a designer that I had not bought anything from before. So this is from Autumn Lane Stitchery. And if you're familiar with this designer, you know that they have also done the Dark Queen of the Sea. And she is just chef's kiss beautiful. Like, I love her. I was obsessed. I watched people work on her and just thought, you know what? Next queen, I'm in. So I am in. Did this stitch along finish quite a while ago? Yes. Yes, it did. Am I very, very behind? Yes. Yes, I am. Did I meet my goals from the last fortnight? No, she's too big for travel. She's too big for travel. She's in her home project. Especially being on the frame, she's a little bit heavier. So I do have to keep her close to home base. But I love this piece. I love it so much. And getting this branch to connect is going to be really satisfying or really devastating if it doesn't meet up, you guys. It's supposed to be this big, nice spiral and curl, goes over her head, looks freaking fantastic. Did I count right? I don't know. I think I did, but I always think I did. And then I do things that are supposed to meet and learn that counting is really hard. So, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But that's okay. That's okay, because we're still having a good time. We're still having a good time. So this is the main piece that I'm doing on my scroll frame. Of course, also on my scroll frame, I have a scary sampler, but she's not going to be in this video. She does not travel well. She is also very, very heavy, and she's over 1, so we do her at home and nowhere else. Unless we know we're going to have good lighting, then she can come out to play. The Dark Queen is very similar. Her fabric is a 32 count Lugana, and it is opalescent with a very tight weave, which means you need good light or your eyes die. It's a very sad time, and we don't want to play that game. We don't want to play that game. I like having vision. So I need to do this one at home with my very, very strong lamp, especially when we get into like this section over here. There was a lot of greens that are very close to the green of my fabric, which, you know, is my own fault. I should have floss dusted, but I didn't. But there is always hope. Part 12 was all back stitching and beading. So it might be outlined at this point. I don't know. I have it. It's printed. I will get to it. But I'm trying not to look at the back stitching until I've done everything else. I want to do this the way that it was intended to be stitched. So I want to finish the full stitching first and then come back and do the run with the back stitch and the beading. Hopefully I can follow that okay. I have never actually done a piece where I don't back stitch as I go. It's how I was taught. So it's a very hard habit for me to break, but this seemed like the right thing to break it on, because so many of my friends have finished this piece that I know I can ask for a lot of help. People like Morgan and Liz, and so many of you guys have finished it. I think Pippa did this one too. So I know if I get lost and stuck and frustrated and it's all too hard, I can give one of you guys a call and just be like, please fix me. I'm sorry. And that you'll be there to give me a hand, because you guys are always there to give me a hand, which is fantastic. Because you know how I feel about this community. What do I say about it? It's supportive. It's got your back, right? So I do love this piece. I have really enjoyed doing it. It is quite slow because of the tight weave, because of the glitter fabric. My eyes get tired and I can't do it for long stints, but that's okay. That's okay. To do a little bit every couple of days and just put it down, that's pretty good. So I'm not going to set a giant goal for this one, because I know that's not going to happen for me. That's just not going to happen. So I am just hoping to finish this yellow flower here, which I believe has like 3 yellows in it, maybe 2. It shouldn't be too hard or too taxing, and I think I can do that. So I'm going to pop her down and you'll see her again in 2 weeks, hopefully. Alrighty, the next piece I want to talk to you guys about is one that I finished. It is my Mill Hill kit. I did it, you guys. I finished it. Yay! Thank you so much to Willow Stitches. Thank you so much to Keisha from the Pattern Queens / Accounting for Stitches. You guys were absolute gems. You gave me so much advice and encouragement, and I don't think I would have got as far as I did confidently without you. So thank you so much for being there and jumping in and giving me your advice. I very, very much appreciate it. It means the world. So I did finish this. This is the one that I've lost because it's really little. So it's about as long as my hand. You can see in the photo that I've inserted here for you guys. I'm going to leave it up for the duration of the time that I talk about it. So this is called Peridot. It is from the Mill Hill Christmas Jewels collection, and I picked this up from my grandparents' local craft store, Stall Craft, and it was on special. I was very lucky. I picked it up with a snowflake, and this was the one I decided to do first because it looked like it had the most sort of normal stitches in it, and looking back, it did have a lot, but it also has a lot of beads. Beads were not something I was totally prepared for, but I really wanted to learn how to do them, and I figured Mill Hill is the right way to go for that because the beads look nice and they will always look nice, right? So I did make a few changes. So first up, I will give you the advice that Keisha gave me, which is do your beads in size order. Do your beads in size order. This will mean that they lay better, they look better, they feel better. Trust us on that one, you're gonna wanna go with it. So I did the tiny little green beads first, and then I moved on and did the the red beads and the blue beads, and then I put in the star, and I did the yellow beads last because they were just at the top and then on the chain. But I really enjoyed this one. This was a lot of fun to do, and I already can't wait to do my next Mill Hill kit. Keisha has offered to do a sale with me, so I need to go and look up the Australian Santas that Mill Hill has released. I've got to go pick one out because we're going to do that one together. So if anyone else would like to do it, let me know, and we'll start a little group chat and hang out over on Instagram maybe. I'm pretty keen to do it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The perforated paper was a brand new forum for me. I had not used it before. I have done plastic canvas in the past. If you were with me last year, I think it was, or maybe early this year, I did a little snowman and Santa Claus that were Christmas whizzes from Janlin that I picked up at an op shop for a couple of dollars. And they were on plastic canvas, which was really firm and really good to use. It was a little bit strange. It didn't really hold the needle like fabric does. And it obviously didn't have as much give. So that was completely different again. And then I started using the paper thinking it was going to be a bit like the plastic. Girl, you wrong. Girl, you wrong. No. The paper was thicker than I expected, but not as solid as I expected. I thought it was going to be a little bit stiffer for the thickness that it had. But it was okay. I think it was 14 count perforated paper, and this one was of course dark blue so that it just sort of faded with the background. I haven't backed it yet, but my friend Angela has given me the advice that for ornaments, if I cut up a pop stick to the length, it will give it a little more stability. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to glue some felt on the back when I find it. As I've said a few times, I've lost this piece, which is not problematic. It's either in my house or it's at Nan's house. Nan, if it's on your kitchen table, can you please let me know? please let a girl know, because I need to find it. If it's not at Nan's house, it's in a bag, and I just haven't unpacked properly. I've forgotten about a pocket. There's a secret zipper. It's fallen in the bottom. Something has happened. It'll turn up, you know? I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed. We still have 3 months till Christmas. That's soon. I don't like that. It's too soon. But it was a lot of fun to do. I really enjoyed doing the little beaded strands. They were really decorative in the end with the gold beads. I think they look really pretty. I am very happy with how the beads sat, but as I said, I did make a little bit of a modification. It said that you only needed to do half stitches through the bigger beads. I did full crosses. So I went inside the bead to make them sit upright. I didn't like how they were looking. They weren't all matching up, and I wanted them to be a straight line. So now they are a nice flat line, and they sit really nicely. I'm just really happy with how it came out. I think it's really sweet. Cutting it out gave me a heart attack because I kept worrying that I was gonna snip the wrong bit and it was gonna be too close and that all the stitches were gonna fall out. Not okay. Not okay. Horrible. Definitely not okay. But that's fine. I persevered. We moved on. We did it. It's fine. If anyone has tips for cutting them out, let me know. Let me know. Because I want to do more of them, but I'm also terrified of cutting them out. So I might just do them all and not cut them out and have them on squares. But then that won't look great. So, you know, it's a whole thing. It's a whole mental game. So if you have a way that you know is comfortable for cutting them out, or something that I can do to make myself more comfortable, a story you can tell me where even though you cut too close, nothing broke, nothing happened, nothing was bad, please tell your girl. She needs that. She needs that to do the future ones. I don't know when I'm going to start the next one or which one it is. I am leaning towards the one that I bought with Peridot, which was the Aqua Crystal. So it's a little white snowflake with like blue in it. It's really sweet. It's really sweet. So I think I'll do that one, but I think I'm gonna give myself a bit of a break. It was hard work, and with all the beads, I'm a little worried that if I do this one and I take it to places like work and things like that, where I normally stitch my smalls on lunch, I'm gonna lose them. So I think I'm gonna have to separate them out and do them just on their own at home. Or, you know, when I go to Nan's house, maybe that could be my Nan's house project, and each time I'll just do a different mill hill, with the exception of the stitch along that we're planning. But yeah. The last piece that I have to share with you that I've worked on is a very special piece for me. It's one that I have adopted to assist in a finish, and I am so excited to help out my friend Angela. She comes to the Southern Stitching meetup that I do at my library every 2 weeks, with all of my other friends. So this is a project that is affectionately in my house known as Angela's Afghan. But its real name is the Forest Friends Collector's Afghan. It is from Stony Creek, and it is from the year 1994. So this is our Afghan start. So I'm going to give you a close-up because it's not very easy to hold. I am working on square 3 for Angela at the moment. This is the one that came to me partially done, so this one will share stitches from both her and myself. This one is going to be a cute as heck little beaver. And then in the top corners, we have 2 that she already finished for us. So we've got a little tiny squirrel and a really sweet looking little foxy. These 2, of course, were already done, so Angela was kind enough to provide not only the blanket itself for me to finish, but all of the patterns, all of the threads, everything's here. It will be returned to her once it's done, but I am so thrilled to be helping my friend get a finish on this project that she's had sitting in her house for 30 years. She did let me know that it would be quite odd to work on, like the actual fabric, and she's right. It's a lot fluffier than an Aida cloth or an even weave or even linen. And it behaves like a linen, so it's got slubs, it's got slightly uneven pacing, but it's not too bad. Once I got it wrangled into a giant Q-snap, we were good to go. She is far too wide for any of my scroll frames, so that one was out. But I have put her in a 1711, which is my standard Q-snap size, as you guys know. It's the same size I do for the aquarium. It's the same size I used all last year. It's a good size and it works for me, so I get a whole thing. And for this piece, it's perfect because I can fit the entire square in the middle of it to really get in there and get it going. So I do have to check in with Angela because she has lined the outside of the first 2 that she's done with a cotton, but she hasn't listed the color. I'm pretty sure it's that dark brown that we all know and love. But I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to continue stitching it if it's not correct. So I will be checking before doing that. But as you saw, my square for my beaver is still not done. There is plenty. This is what the blanket will look like when it's finished. So this is the page from the magazine. As you can see, there's about 11 different characters on there. They're all different baby animals, and they're just really, really sweet. They're really sweet. This one is really, really lovely to do and work on, and I just really love the idea that I can share this piece with my friend and I can help her achieve her goal. So at the moment, I'm just hoping to get most of the beaver done, and then I need to work out how to wrangle these guys into Pattern Keeper, because working from the magazine, oh my god, oh my god, it is not as easy as I remember it being. While I'm glad that I don't have to plug in a device every 20 minutes, because that's really nice, I can't zoom, I can't locate, and it doesn't automatically tell me the thread color. Pattern Keeper has ruined me, you guys. You guys. Also, being in a magazine, they are quite thick, so to hold them onto my work, I am using 2 chunky needle minders that I have, one that I won at Stars Hollow and one that I got in my Stars Hollow exchange way earlier in the year. They are both by Accoutrement Designs. They are the same design. They both are a little coffee cup. And the magnets on these guys, I think they're the strongest magnets I have ever had on a minder, ever. So I'm currently using them to hold an entire magazine to my project. while I try and stitch it. Which is a little bit insane, even for me. Even for me. But I am really enjoying this. It has been very strange to work on, of course, because it is a blanket. It is quite a soft fabric, and the fibers tend to go through the hole as well. So what I mean there is if you stick a needle into the hole, it kind of stays in this weird limbo where you can't really see because one or two tiny fibers of fluff in the middle of the weave are just holding it together and holding it up, which is kind of nice because you can't drop your needle, you know? And I have butterfingers, so that happens a lot in my house. But I'm really liking this one. I can't wait to get the beaver done, and then I will be looking at whoever is next. I am really not sure of the order. It is, of course, in the picture. I could just look at the picture, but it's not up there for me. Sad. So I will have to go down the picture and do them sort of each row at a time. But I am hoping to get this one done in maybe a year. So it will be a focus piece for me. It will be a focus piece considering it belongs to somebody else. I would like to focus on it and try and get it back to them sooner rather than later so that they can enjoy it with their family. Okay, that's all the stitching that I've managed to get done in the last 2 weeks. I'm sorry there was not a huge amount. Not being at home, of course, not having access to my floss or my things. It was literally just what I could carry every time, which is perfectly fine. I'm still pretty happy with the amount I got done considering I only really had, I think, 5 days that I could properly stitch when I was home and had sort of access to all the things. But I think I did all right. I'm really happy with where I'm up to on my projects. In the next 2 weeks-ish, I would like to get quite a few things done. I would like to get that flower done on my Dark Queen. I would like to get most of the beaver finished so that we can have his little square sort of going so it looks like a beaver, you know. Right now it looks like a lot of ground and a little bit of grey. So I would like to get maybe say half his square finished. I think that's achievable. So we'll see how we go with that. I'd like to get quite a chunk of the aquarium done. She won't be caught up, but she'll be close, I'm sure, because I am obsessed with her. I love her very much. And I think for stitching, that's all I'm gonna say that I really wanna do. There are a couple of new starts I'd love to do, but I'm gonna hold them as little tiny rewards. Little tiny rewards flood the dopamine. And we'll see how we go. I am also preparing for retreat. Retreat is coming up very soon. For anyone in Australia that's going, hit me up. JK's is holding their retreat, their very first retreat, in fact. It's going to be in New South Wales, so I am traveling yet again for about a week. But it's in a couple weeks' time. So I think it's over the weekend of the 14th that we're going. I am very, very excited. If you guys have suggestions on things I need to take, things that, you know, I should prioritize, things that I should do, the kind of projects I take, y'all have seen my whip parades, you'll know what I stitch. Tell me what I should take, what would you like to see me stitching in person from the giant collection? Let me know. I'll make a short list and they'll go in the suitcase. But I'm very keen to go. It will be my first in-person retreat. I have done lots and lots and lots of online retreats, of course, with so many of you guys. So many of you guys are my friends from all the online retreats I've done, but I am so keen to finally be getting ready for my very first in-person retreat. So I do have to look through all of my things, make sure that I've got a decent set packed, make sure I've got all my spare floss, all those things gotta get done. I have one of those little neck lights that my husband bought me that's USB chargeable, so I can charge it in the room each night. I think that's gonna be really good, really good. And it's got like super bright torches on it, so that's gonna be useful. I've got a table stand to take, but now I need to design a name tag. So I should probably hope to get that done in the next 2 weeks so that it's ready to wear. I'm thinking of just going with my favorite color, which is green, and just doing my name. It's not going to be fancy. It's not going to be like fabulous. It's just going to say Chloe and it's going to be fine. It's gonna be fine. So I have to find some fabric to do that one on. I did get sent some fabric, but it's not holding super well. So the weave is just not working with my brain, but that's okay. That's okay. I think it's linen. So I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna replace it. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna have a good time. If you have any suggestions on what I should put on my name tag and you've hung out with me this long, thank you so much. Let me know downstairs. Let me know downstairs, or if you're not comfortable commenting on YouTube, I have had a few of you reach out through Instagram and Facebook. You are more than welcome to contact me there. If you want to be Facebook friends, let's be Facebook friends. The world cannot have enough stitching people. You all know how to find me. You know how to find me. You know where I am. I am everywhere. But I will have to work on that. So if you have ideas for me, if you think you know what background I should do or a border I should do, definitely let me know. It's just one of those clear like clip tags that we're going to put them in with the safety pin on the back that you use at like conferences and stuff. So it's not little, but it's not huge. I think there is plenty of scope for something fun if I can get myself together and pull myself out of these guys and, you know, work on that. Full disclosure, Janet did tell us about this at the start of the year. To which, of course, Miss Chloe went, oh, there's stacks of time. I can think of something in that time. There's loads of time. I'll just do this now. There's still time. It's fine. It's fine. It's in 2 weeks. It's not fine anymore, guys. It's not fine anymore. See? Disorganized. Disorganized. Your girl ain't good at this. But we will get there. I will make something. It won't be fabulous. It won't be fly, but it'll be mine and I'll be proud of it. I'll be proud of it. Anyway, I am Midwest goodbying you, as my friends say. I am getting rambly, which you wouldn't think happens like when you're on your own, but it totally does. It totally does. I don't know. Anyway, I hope that each and every one of you has had a fantastic fortnight and that you will have a fantastic fortnight going forwards. I will see you again really, really soon. But until then, you stay safe, you be happy, and you craft something beautiful. Bye, crafty creators.